We haven't talked about a Ford Ranger in a minute. Now, I always find myself doing videos on F-150s and Ford Mavericks, and I always tend to forget about the Ford Ranger. Shame on me. But I have the same truck right here, or the same color anyway, and I've got it in an XLT and the Raptor. We're going to get to talk about that Raptor. The mid-size truck segment is a pretty hot segment. Mid-size trucks have grown up over the last couple decades, and mid-size trucks are pretty much the same size as full-size trucks were in the 80s and the 90s. Engines. There's 3 different engines available in the Ranger. 2.3 liter, you've heard that before. That's the Mustang EcoBoost engine. That's the base engine. 2.3, 270 horsepower. Then you upgrade to the 2.7 liter. That is the base F-150 engine. A pair of turbos are strapped onto that dude, putting out 315 horsepower. And then the Raptor gets the 3-liter EcoBoost twin turbo. That is the Explorer ST engine, also the Bronco Raptor engine as well. A phenomenal engine. There's also some performance tune that you can do, and it ups the horsepower and the torque, and it doesn't void your warranty. That's a Ford performance thing. Check with your local Ford dealer for that. Anyway, 10-speed automatic transmission. Unfortunately, there is not a manual transmission offered in there, but that sure would be fun. The mid-size truck, the Ford Ranger, has a lot of competition. The Chevrolet Colorado, the GMC Canyon, the Toyota Tacoma, the Honda Ridgeline, the Jeep Gladiator. I think people forget about the Jeep Gladiator. That is a mid-size truck. It has a big cab, but it is a mid-size truck. So there's some of your competition for the Ford Ranger. A couple of new colors that have come in for 2025. Desert Sand, Ruby Red Metallic. That looks so awesome. And the Ruby Red Metallic, I've seen it on a Bronco, and it looks really, really good. A full-size Bronco. And Marsh Gray. Ford redid the Ranger 2 years ago. We're in the sophomore year of the refresh. And the interior, they stepped up big time on the interior. The inside of the new Ranger is fantastic. The screen size, whether in screens or not, the whole entire car industry, the car world, has decided that all vehicles should have a lot of screens. Ford Ranger is not an exception, so it has a big, large screen. You can get heated seats in there. Those that I'm playing with right there, just pre-wired switches, so you can put up Baja lights or a winch or a snowplow, whatever you may need to put on in there. You can have leather seats, cloth seats, obviously. The base screen is an 8-inch screen. That larger one that you just saw right there, that is a 12-inch screen. You also have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. The new Sync 4 system is a lot better than the Sync 3 system. If I do say so, I'm sorry. I had a vehicle with the Sync 3, and I just didn't like the Sync 3, but the Sync 4 system took care of a lot of the problems. You've also got Sirius XM radio. Towing. Towing in the Ford Ranger starts at about 5,500 pounds, and maxed out fully equipped, you can do about 7,500 pounds. Some of the Rangers, depending on packages, you can just have a bedliner back there, no bedliner. You can have an anchor system. There are power outlets, there's storage, there's LED lights. It just depends on the package that you get. All Ford Rangers have split folding seats. One thing that I do think Ford dropped the ball on, and that one thing we can improve on, is vents on the back of that console. In America, a lot of folks use their pickup trucks as the family car. So there are some power outlets and the USB-Cs back there to charge up phones and tablets, and that's fantastic. Eventually we'll get some vents back there, and everything will be right as rain. One thing that I do think that Ford maybe can offer in the future, I read a lot of comments, and some of the bad comments, that there's not any different cab configurations. Ford Rangers only come one way, and that is a 4-door crew cab. Some folks would love to see a regular cab Ranger, an extended cab Ranger, just a few different configurations. That would be nice. As many options as we can give the people would be great. I forgot to mention payload back there, my mistake. About 1,700 pounds, maybe 1,800 pounds, but somewhere right in there. The Ford Ranger took a hiatus over here in the United States for a couple of years, and so the Ford Ranger has been clawing back its market share ever since. One really awesome piece of news for the Ford Ranger Somewhere in the world, there's going to be a diesel Super Duty or heavy duty Ford Ranger. I've seen some pictures. That will be nice. A small diesel engine underneath there. I don't know if the United States is going to get it, but some folks in the world will get it, and that'll be a fantastic thing. Can't wait to watch reviews on that. As far as pricing, you can start at about the mid-30s and run all the way up into about the mid-60s. The Ranger Raptor usually runs about 57, 58,000. And then obviously XLT, Lariat, those trim levels will be different based upon options and things like that. One more small little tidbit that I would like to throw in here at the end, and it's a plea to Ford. Ford, you put a 7-speed manual transmission in a Ford Bronco. Wouldn't it be awesome to put that 7-speed manual transmission in a Ford Ranger? Anyway, it's food for thought. Thank you so much for watching our video. Contact Ford in Murfreesboro if you have any questions or anything like that.